The awkward silence after the draw between Collingwood and Essendon was described by one Pies fan as similar to when someone farts in a lift. Confused glances, hands over mouths, and I can't believe what just happened. Welcome back to AFL from LA. I'm your host, Cindye, and I'm standing outside the famous Hollywood Forever Cemetery, resting place of such legends as Judy Garland, Chris Cornell, and Johnny Ramone. Fun fact, not only is Hollywood Forever a cemetery, it's also the home to outdoor movies in the summer, live concerts, and even yoga classes. A few things I've learned this week. Tommy Barras apparently is not that good a bloke. Jamie Elliott likes to get high. And who needs Toby Green, Stephen Cornelio, and Sam Taylor? Let's get to it. The awkward silence after the draw between Collingwood and Essendon was described by one Pies fan as similar to when someone farts in a lift. Confused glances, hands over mouths, and I can't believe what just happened. Even more confusion reigned in the rooms after the game, when neither team knew the words to the song Everyone's a Winner. Alastair Clarkson, meanwhile, said he's adjusting North Melbourne's game plan to try for draws instead of wins, conceding the idea of North winning a game now is funny as The draw has again raised questions of whether extra time should be used in determining the outcome of home and away games. AFL legend Jason Dunstall is rumored to have said, "Why don't they just learn to kick straight?" An AFL sports scientist reminded Dunstall that goal kicking was forbidden at training due to player workloads and told the legend to go back to the 80s. In other news, Scott Pendlebury celebrated his 10,000th possession. Yay, Scott! Not to be outdone, Port coach Ken Hinkley said, "That's nothing. I've smashed at least 10,000 Pepsi Maxes in my time in Adelaide." The Bombers go 4-2 for the season, while the Pies go to 3-3 and slip out of the 8. They've got the Blues at the G on Friday night, an away game that could draw 100,000 people. Carlton are the official favorites right now, but if I had to put down a hundy, The Australian Sleep Association's request to have more Ross Lyon games scheduled in prime time was granted by the AFL last week, resulting in the Friday night game between Port Adelaide and St Kilda. Footy fans across the country reported wonderful night's sleep for the second week in a row and applauded Port Adelaide's participation in the program after they kicked 1 goal and 8 behinds in the opening term. When asked about the sleep initiative, now known as Relax with Ross, Port coach Ken Hinkley said he was proud to participate, revealing he'd only been getting about 4 hours a night's sleep since he moved to Adelaide 11 years ago. Ross Lyon in the presser reinforced his commitment to the program, vowing he'd continue to not emphasize skills at training, not place any importance on scoring, and continue flooding opposition forward 50s. The initiative comes at a time when Netflix has come under fire for its binge viewing model, keeping viewers watching into the wee hours with edge-of-your-seat entertainment. The AFL assured the public it would compete directly with the media giants and schedule as many Ross Lyon games in prime time as possible to continue growing Relax with Ross. When asked if that would include St Kilda's upcoming game against North Melbourne this Saturday, AFL boss Andrew Dillon declined to comment. Alastair Clarkson's campaign to secure the #1 draft pick and a priority pick continued in Hobart on Saturday in the game between North Melbourne and Adelaide. The state of Tasmania has issued a thank you to the AFL for scheduling the blockbuster game in Hobart, which attracted a whopping 4,700 footy fans. Having learned his lesson from missing out on Harley Reid last year, Clarko is believed to have taken winning off the table completely this season and reminded North Melbourne senior players to, quote, take it easy. Adelaide coach Matty Nix is reportedly appreciative of the gesture, which enabled his Crows to scrape over the line by 57 points and brush up on the lyrics to their team song. North have now won just 12 games in 4 years and conceded 100-plus points in every game this season. When asked about the statistic, Clarko reminded journos that North still kicked more than St Kilda on the weekend. With the Tasmania team set to join the AFL, rumors of a North Melbourne relocation have been gaining steam. In a poll believed to have leaked from AFL House, the top locations from 3 to 1 are the Northern Territory, Norfolk Island, and the VFL. Stay tuned for more details. And if If you're enjoying the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and maybe even say good day in the comments. In Saturday's blockbuster between Geelong and Carlton, Fox Footy said there were two contrasting styles on display: the clearance game and the transition game. When asked to explain it for Nuffies, Jason Dunstall whispered, accurate versus inaccurate. Yep, 3 Certainties in Life, Volume 2. Death, taxes, and AFL players butchering set shots. Despite dominating clearances and inside 50s, the Blues kicked a miserable 2-8 in the opening term to trail the Cats by 12 points. And by halftime, the Cats had kicked 10 goals from just 19 entries to extend the lead. David King was left bewildered by the Cats' transition game, saying it's ridiculous, while Hutto complained they cannot miss. Champion Data, however, were quick to step in, soothing Blues fans by reminding them they had won marks, disposals, clearances, contested ball, and inside 50s. Woo! The Blues go to 5-2 and sit just percentage out of the top 4, while the Cats remain the only undefeated team. Chris Scott apologized to Cats fans for the lengthy 12-month rebuild, but assured them they would remain committed to the transition game and kicking straight. David King is yet to respond. And a special shout out to JD in the Sky.